I'm very bad at explaining things, and yeah, there's been a whole bunch of confusion out there to what I've been saying, and so I made this note thingy and notepad here. Scrolls down a bit, and this is just to help me keep things in mind. So when I'm going to be doing it, I'm just going to go through all these topics real quick. Um, so efficiency. What I'm not saying, there seems to be a lot of people listening to my videos right now, thinking that I'm saying you must do the most efficient thing out there, and you must whatever. Everything's about efficiency, and I'm an efficiency worshiper. This is not true. I'm actually the complete opposite. I have a very good understanding on all the efficient methods. Most of them, anyways, within the game. So I know what I'm doing with scaling, and I am, in general, since I started maxing, following these. But I am not saying at all that people need to use these methods. That you have to. And in fact, I've been very And here's all these ums. You guys are gonna listen to all these ums. um, I've been very activist in trying to undo what a lot of people like since Zafa has come around. There's a whole lot of people in the max and high level community um, who basically want efficiency to be the that's how you play RuneScape. That's the only right way to play RuneScape. And what I've been trying to do is undo that. So it's not that I'm trying to force people to be efficient. It's the complete opposite. I'm trying to give you guys, hey, there's other ways to skill. You don't have to do just efficiency. There's other ways you can do achievements in skilling. And that's the main point to skill, which I'll get to. Um, I it actually annoys me too when I say all these and then I listen to my own video and then I see all these uh, yeah. So, anyways, that's what the max and high level community wants. They want, at least many of them, not all of them, but many of them, they want efficiency to be the big thing. And anyone who's inefficient about anything is a terrible player. Um, and so what I went out and made this other video saying great inefficient skillers to go out and say all these people who didn't follow this very strict guideline on what is the most efficient path to do. Um, these are still people who did a whole lot better than all these efficient people who just follow that path. And there's some confusion. Some people think I was bashing these people. No, I was admiring their achievements. Um, and also, what was I gonna say? These shit. Maybe I'll pause this, then I'll come back. Okay. Oh yeah. So some people were wondering why I consider these people inefficient. I call them inefficient. They're inefficient within the high level slash max mindset because they didn't do the fastest skills to 200 mil first. So after you max, the whole idea is that you should play as if you were playing to max all skills to 200 mil, even if you're not, but you should still play that way anyways. And so the general mindset is you do fast stuff first, so that slower stuff, Jagged's gonna nerf those, and so the slower things will become a lot faster in the future, and so you can save the most time. See, everything's all about with efficiency in the whole efficiency world. It's about saving the most time, and when you're busy in real life, you go to AFK, so that you can do homework and shit, and so you do IV and whatnot, and so that's the whole efficiency mindset. It essentially means skilling comes down to doing the least work possible, and that's the complete opposite of how I view skilling. Skilling is not about doing the least work possible. Um, skilling's not skilling's about the achievement, which I'll also get to again. Um, so that's why I kind of don't like that. And so this is going to go down to the next topic right here: macro efficiency versus micro efficiency. And so I've used the word efficiency. I've used the word micro efficiency, and people are confusing with just efficiency. So anytime you've heard people talk about efficiency, typically what they're talking about is macro efficiency and not micro efficiency. And these are terms I came up with. So macro efficiency is you do this method this method is the best XP, and so you do this method, and so you basically just follow a very simple guide that says at this um, level or at this for the skill you do this method, and then that's it. You don't get any, and maybe you might hear like a few tips on what to do, but that's about it. That's macro efficiency. Macro efficiency is telling you what method is the most XP per hour. Micro efficiency is very different. It it this is what I care about. This is the stuff that takes skill. So there's a lot of macro inefficient stuff out there. That is terrible XP rates or terrible money or whatever. And micro efficiency is all these things that take a lot of skill to go fast. Um, so like Brimhaven, I did Brimhaven for over 30 mil XP. It is shit XP per hour. I did not have to do that. It was within my whole 1 bill goal, which, by the way, by the whole high level community and whatever, that's a very, very inefficient thing because I'm basically making zero progress for 200 mil all skills by doing 1 bill agility. But even within that mindset of whatever my efficiency, my goal within, okay, so my goal is 1 billion agility, and so the most efficient path to 1 billion agility would logically be always do the fastest course out there. Well, I didn't follow that efficiency guideline either, so I'm also another inefficient skill just because of that. And hold up, I got a random. I'll pause this. So basically, what I'm saying is, I'd like to see people do a lot of non-AFK slow stuff or whatever. See, that's basically what I'm saying. You have a lot more freedom to do whatever you want with skilling. I just prefer if people don't do that people don't do AFK stuff. And aside from the AFK stuff, I'd love to see more people going out there and doing inefficient things. Particularly the people who are not necessarily, who don't want to compete for the top rank, so they're not pressured into using the most efficient method out there, macro efficient or whatever. And so that's kind of where micro efficiency allows you to do these things or whatever and still come up with achievements or even just grind based achievements. So I'll go down to those as well. So everything in my mindset with skilling comes down to achievements. And that's this whole next topic right here, why skill achievements. And basically an achievement requires a challenge. Otherwise, if there was no challenge, it's not an achievement. If it was an easy, really, really easy thing to do, then it's not really an achievement. If you have your iPhone set to one of those, what are those things called? It connects to your computer and it lets you control like the monitor and stuff, so you can go to school and you can have your iPhone and you can be fishing sharks or rocktails or whatever in whichever game you're playing, and that's it. And then you hit a button while you're in class, not a button, one of those things on the screen, and yeah, on your mobile device, and yeah, that's easy. You're doing it in school, and or if you have bandits, that's pretty bad. That's even worse than rocktails. That stuff is, you're not putting work in, and so it's not really a challenge. And so there's different things here. Types of achievements. So there's different categories, I guess. So, but anything can be an achievement. It's just as long as it's difficult to do. And so some people are like time or whatever. It's not difficult. Whatever. I don't know. Endurance. I think that's pretty much a big thing. So here we got 3 different ones. We got skill-based achievements. So try hard, micro efficiency. So that is the kind of thing like what I was doing in my runecrafting videos. So that's something that takes skill. It takes a lot of effort, and it's not something that everyone can do to go as fast as possible. It's something a lot of agility courses, some are easy, some are difficult. A lot of the fastest courses in the game are actually one of the easiest courses in the game, and so doing constant perfect laps at them, people think, they're always easy, agility's easy. Well, maybe at the top things, except for Flashbot Factory. But there's a lot of courses, like Penguin Course, that's not as easy as, all these other courses. You got Will, of course, that's not easy. You got Scoreball. You've got Brimhaven and Flash Product Factory. So you got all these places. They're not the easiest things to get the fastest experience at. They take a lot of thinking. They take a lot of some knowledge of the ticks, how the whole game engine works, and it's all to get the fastest speed possible. And that's a very big thing within the agility community, going really fast. And so that's kind of like if you basically if you have 100 mil or 50 mil agility XP and you did that all at Barbarian course and you can't do constant perfect laps, like most of the laps in an hour, so like everybody, you're always gonna make mistakes. It might be lag where you just might make a mistake. Nobody's 100% perfect. But if you get one perfect lap out of 10 laps, that looks kind of pretty bad if you have 50 mil agility XP and you did that at Bob. That said, I don't think there might be one or two people who can't do that, but in general, everybody can do that. I guess unless you're like King Duffy, who's really, really bad. um, but yeah, in general, it's just something you would have learned and figured out and mastered long before by 99. And if you couldn't have done that, that's just, I don't know. So this is probably the thing that's people gonna hate on and say what level. Anyways, that's what I kind of. It just looks bad on your record if you can't do something that's so easy. I don't know. But yeah, there are harder places to do, and so the whole micro efficiency thing. I'm saying it's not the same as macro efficiency, which is efficiency that everybody keeps thinking of, which is doing the best place possible. And I want to see more people going out there and trying all these dead content places that are that have a lot of potential as a challenge and just how fast you can go. Something that there's a lot of difficult content out there that is not really easy to do, and because everybody just views RuneScape as skilling's easy. It doesn't take much work. It doesn't take any thinking. And that's not true. It's just the only stuff people have ever done were the really easy things, and so if they've only ever done the really easy things, they don't know what's out there. So I'm getting a PM right now. And so I'll go to the next one. Grinding based achievements, 200 mils and maxing. I guess everybody's standards are different. Maxing isn't really much of an achievement to me, especially in ELC. I guess it's a bit more in 07. And costs 200 mils. I run a 200 mils clan, so everybody in my clan, they go for 200 mils. So these are my standards. I guess you guys would have standards of like 99s and stuff, maybe. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of high level people, max people watching my videos, but some people might like 99s. Maybe there's some really slow 99s. There's ways you could do like weird things to make a 99 take longer, like Valandra did the whole cannon and thing. And so while that was AFK, I still liked it because it was what was it? It was different. It wasn't like the same path, and like I did Brimhaven to 99 agility from just the obstacles alone, and so that was like 18k XP per hour because I did that without the gloves, and that was just in the obstacles, and that was not AFK. The whole point I did it with just the obstacle XP so that if I was to AFK it, which I had no desire to do, but if I was to, it would make absolutely no progress whatsoever towards my 99 goal from just the obstacles, and so that's an extra incentive to keep going. And that's another kind of way to guarantee to you guys, okay, I'm not AFKing here, because it makes me no progress whatsoever. And so yeah, I like really grinding based achievements. I probably have like the biggest grinding based achievement out there. So 700 mil agility, almost 11k hours of agility. That's a really big grinding based achievement. So basically, I've tried going for all three types of these achievements listed here, and it's just I've kind of created like I don't know, a resume, RuneScape resume of achievements. So I don't leave it down to just one thing. And so, like skilling based achievements, try hard micro efficiency here. So I've come up with lots of I haven't necessarily made videos on these, but I have come up with various new things that other people haven't come up with, and like ways to do XP rates and stuff. I did a fishing thing. Although I didn't actually use it. There is a way to do. I improved upon a three-tick fishing method. I still kind of viewed Jagex as I kind of view it as bug abuse. So I did make a video of an alternative five-tick one with cooking and dropping and stuff, and I did that. That was all years ago, but I did help develop a better way to do a three-tick method, and I did not do that, and it was just like I didn't actually train with it. Actually, it didn't have a good level to do it. It's just I do kind of view it as bug abuse because what you're kind of changing the code from it being 5 ticks to 3 ticks, and you're doing it to kind of like an obscure method. And I know Jagex would easily view that as bug abuse. I know it's just I really view it as bug abuse, so I never used it. But it's just something you kind of like, if you have an understanding of how the game engine works, you kind of figure out these things. And there's a lot of ways to figure out little tricks and stuff that aren't bug abuse that really help improve your speed and stuff. And Flash Powder Factory is probably my biggest thing. So I'm kind of going. I was talking about grinding base, but yeah, I'm talking about skill base now. So Flash Powder Factory is really my biggest thing. Some people think I did bug abuse there, or something, because they have no idea how I got the experience I get. I can assure you guys, there's no bug abuse whatsoever going on there. Essentially, the big thing that makes it not the worst, well, not worst, but the big thing that makes it even remotely the best XP in the game for agility is that you, instead of everybody keeps trying to figure out what's the best time to leave the game. Should I leave it like when there's 2 minutes left, because that's what everybody else has been saying? Leave it. Oh yeah, you gotta sit there till 2 minutes left so you don't get the penalty. All I did was stop trying to come up with special leaving times, leaving methods, and just play the game as if you had no knowledge whatsoever of Flash Powder Factory and you just went in there and you used up all your 6 catalysts and bang, it actually tells you you have to leave. If you use this last catalyst, you will have to leave. And so once you do that, it actually forces you to leave. That's all I'm doing in there. As far as the general leaving method is concerned, other than I go to lobby right before that. But so there's no bug abuse whatsoever, and some people wanted to claim that there is or something, so I don't know. Anyways, my experience, that only gets you, that alone, just leaving then instead of leaving at 2 minutes left, that raises your XP rate from maybe 50Ks or something, or 60Ks to at least 80K. That alone does that. But what gets it to 110K is all the other work I've put into it. So I went and I timed all the obstacles. I figured out how everything worked. So it's not a very simple thing. It's just counting the squares and then maybe like repeating all the obstacles and then dividing by a certain number. It's a lot more complicated than that. Like if you're standing next to certain obstacles, the time it'll give you is like 1 tick less than if you were actually running towards it. And so if you just tried adding all the obstacles and the running distances together, it wouldn't actually come out evenly to what an actual timed lap would be. Well, not lap, but time to run through any route would be. And so there's a whole lot of the complicated stuff I had to figure out when I was running my calculator, which is in another video, by the way. And so I programmed this calculator when I was still starting on my program. So I actually did it in Visual Basic. It was really really crappy code, whatever. But anyways, that calculator has been useful in more complicated routes. So I don't have to manually either time everything or add them together. And it's also just been useful. Just writing it has been useful in helping me learn things. So basically, Flash Powder Factory is a whole I don't want to call it a maze, but it's there's different routes you can go, and the doors open and shut, and all of these affect which route you should take. And pretty much everybody, except 1 or 2 individuals, myself included, they have no idea what they're doing, just running around randomly, thinking every route is equal, or they don't know which route is better, and so they just whatever. So what I've been doing, what I did, because I'm not at Flash Powder Factory anymore, I missed the place. But what I did is I figured out each route's ticks, the amount of ticks each thing takes, and so you kind of take this route or that route. I did this at Brimhaven too. You take whatever route and that, for place A to place B, and yeah, it's a lot simpler at Brimhaven. Flash Powder Factory's made a lot more complicated because you have multiple arrows going to different places, so you'll be at different spots, and then you have the doors. The doors are what really make it complicated because you have doors shutting all the time and opening, and when you open one, it shuts others, and if somebody else opens it, that also screws you up. But if you're solo, you can pretty much guarantee you never, if you know what you're doing anyways, you can guarantee you'll never get yourself stuck. But basically, doors, they change what is the most efficient, micro efficient route to take, and so you might take one way if this door's open, but then if this one happens to be shut and then this other one happens to be shut, and then you got to figure out, okay, well, is this one going to be faster or this one going to be faster? Because opening up a door takes time, and that little bit of time makes the other one faster. And so that's essentially what Flash Powder Factory is. It's a lot of thinking. I don't even think I've mastered the place, and I've been there for how long? Actually, have I been there? I think I've been there for like 1.4k hours or something. So yeah, I don't think I've 100% mastered getting the highest possible XP rate possible. I think I'm pretty close. I know nobody else is anywhere near as close as I am. So it's just a very complicated thing, and only like a couple handful of people have actually even done long-term training there. And yeah, so that's Flash Powder Factory. I love the place. I think it was the best agility update to ever come to the game. Probably the best update to ever come to the game. It does have its flaws. I don't like how you can easily be crashed. I don't like how there's only 4 worlds, and I don't like how there's a lot of bugs in there, like doors glitching and then it gets locked, or the occasional penalty you might get. So I don't know. I don't like those. Um, and so yeah, that's enough about Flash Powder Factory. And then I mentioned the grinding basic thing, 200 mil. So like the whole inefficient, great inefficient skillers video I made, all those people, they all did really good grinding base achievements. They did not follow the same mindset and path as all the max overall people. So these are all the people who did not, except for who did not do the right thing to compete in overall. They did the completely wrong different things, and these wrong different things are exactly what I like to see. And these are the type of people that I invite into my clan. Because my clan is about basically for people who don't necessarily do the overall competition, but who still go for 200 mils. Um, having max does not actually help you get into my clan. Actually, if anything, not being max and having a 200 mil or 200 mils, whatever, depending on what skills you've done, not being max actually, I think maybe gives you a better chance to get into my clan. But I don't know. It's very subjective because I do a whole interview process and stuff. So yeah. And the last one, no life and base achievements. And what I define no lifing as and what everybody else defines no lifing as is very two different things. So people just think that no life. Maybe I guess some people think grinding no life is the same. I don't know, but no life is just okay. You don't have a life. You don't go to school. You don't hang out with friends. You don't have work. You don't do whatever. Okay, sure, that's I guess part of it, but that's not the main thing. So see, everything I'm doing is things that require a challenge, and having a ton of free time alone is not a challenge. Um, you make a lot of sacrifices. You do a lot of work, effort. Okay, so that comes into grinding based thing, and no life. Okay, so there's some sacrifices you're gonna make. But the big thing with no lifing based achievements is I define no lifing as no sleeping. So anytime I use the word no lifing in my videos, I really mean no sleeping. And so no lifing is actually a skill of fighting against sleep. And there's people who compete in this, typically on Rune Tracker. Although now you have Crystal Math Labs in '07. So there's people who compete with this to set records. Um, and these records are basically the most gains you could get in a week. Those are pretty much the most competitive. The week ones are the most competitive, and then you have month. Far fewer people are able to compete in a month, but you do have month, and those records collect over the years. And then you have day, which are really kind of in my opinion, kind of useless. They're kind of short and really easy, and a lot of people can stay up in 24-hour periods. So I don't really think that's more of an XP per hour competition, which is still really good. That it was still a really good achievement if you can get like a 30-hour record, 30 hours, which is including the 6-hour or log of like Hunter and at like 300k XP per hour or whatever. That's a really good achievement. And that's what Foot did and others of his friends and stuff. And that's with the HH herbal habitat. But yeah, tracker records. So if any of you guys look at Rune Tracker and look at the records page for agility, I've basically destroyed that page. I don't have let's see, I don't currently have all the number. I did have some of the number one in hour records at some point. But I don't think at the moment I do. Let's see. In the month one, that's currently held by NKL. So I Hot Daisy. He currently has the number one in hours. So he did, I think it was like 540 or 550 hours in a month. So that's the month one, and then for the week one, I had the number one for agility in week in hours, which was my 10 mil bob record, my bob week. So you can't actually see it because it's hidden underneath the stored XP in there. So that one was 152 hours. So that's 16 hours total sleep in a week. It was really, I think it was really like 16 hours total sleep in like a 175-hour period or something, and a week is 168 hours. So yeah, that's kind of even longer than a week. And then you have Skiller 703s. He's the guy that says I quit for '07 or something, quit for '07, and he beat my 10 mil bob record. He did it though with a little faster XP rate than was possible before. He did it with the pit, and then I don't think he didn't use the BA horn for that week, but he did use it later on in his month, which is how he ended up beating the 40 mil month. But because of that higher XP rate, it's not it's not the legitimate number one in hours, which the hours is a big competitive thing. So all the XPs really mean with the achievements and stuff. It's just because you're a higher number, just because I have that big 60 mil month, which I'm really proud of. That's my personal best record. That's like number two in terms of hours. It's at 39.91. That's the number one in terms of hours. And doing these, so basically like that month I slept like 5 hours a day on average. I think I did most of my 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours on average, for most of them. But then I think I did one or two, like a couple 7 hours once or something, and that lowered my average down to like 5. And I know the 39.9 mil one, the guy who did that, he said he averaged 5 hours a month. You got all the drum guns records. Most of those he averaged 5 to 6 hours a day or whatever of sleep. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. A day, hours of sleep a day. So it's fighting against sleep. So the month ones, it's more of a longer term kind of marathon type thing. So you have to sleep a little bit more. With the week ones, it's a lot more competitive. So with my week records, at least some of them, my number one ones. Let's see. I slept 2 to 3 hours a day on the 10 mil bob record, which is my best in hours. On my 14 mil flash powder factory week record, that's without any stored XP. I slept, let's see, I know that was like a 148-hour record, so that's still, I think, average of 2 to 3 hours. What did I sleep actually? I think I slept like, I did like I started out doing like 2 to 3 hours, and then I think I did a single 4 hour. I think I did one 4 hour sleep, and then towards the end I was doing two 1 hour sleeps a day, or like alternating between a 1 hour sleep and a 2 hour sleep, every 12 hours or something. So yeah, that was a real tough one too. I've really gotten better. Experience goes a lot. Experience goes a long way when you've with no life and no sleeping. So like Skillet 703, he's really good too. But like when I did it back in the old days, like I used to know life a lot back in '08 and '09. That's when I really got into it. And then I kind of retired for a couple years, and then I just came back like less than a year ago. So when I did it back then, it was a whole lot tougher. For me, anyways. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. So it was a whole lot tougher for me, anyways, because use a really kind of, I guess you can say, inefficient method or crappy method or whatever. I don't know. So to get 140 hours or whatever in a week, I had to, um, or even whatever 130, whatever. I used kind of like a really crappy method, and it so it's basically you sleep you stay up a while, like 30 hours, 40 hours or whatever, and then you go and sleep your normal thing for 8 hours or 7 hours, I don't know, and then you do it again, and then you do it again. And doing that was a lot harder in my opinion than the method I use today, which is well, basically, so like getting 130 hours would be like a lot harder on just my mental state um, before. But then now that I've become better and I've kind of refined my method a bit, it's a lot easier and less work for me to get that 130 hours or whatever, 140 hours in a week. And so I guess it kind of feels like less of an achievement with these higher numbers, but they are still higher numbers. They, it's easier for me to do it now than it used to be. And basically, what my method is now is I sleep a lot less, and I do day periods. So like I'll do like so every 24 hours I'll do, or 22 hours rather, I'll do like 2 hours sleep, and then I have my girlfriend wake me up after 2 hours, and then I'll do it again, and have my girlfriend wake me up after. So I do like 21 hours. So I was sick of between like 20 to 24 hours, and then I sleep a really short time. And then there's a lot of people who are probably gonna say, "Oh, use the Uberman method." Um, I really think that's for amateurs. So like a lot of people read articles and they've tried it or whatever, saying, "Oh, the Uberman method is you sleep. I think it's like every 4 hours or something, 30 minutes or something." That's really, really, really does not work. I know a lot of people think it might work, whatever. It's just personal experience from all the people. I know a lot of people who pretty much everyone who set like the top records and stuff, and I know lifing on Rune Tracker and stuff. None of them use the Uberman method. It We don't use it because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's a lot better methods out there than using that silly amateur method. So yeah. Anyways, so those are three types of main achievements I that came to my mind when I did that. Maybe there's others I might be missing, but yeah, in general, it's just anything that's difficult and hard. Skill-based achievements, so try hard micro efficiency. So this takes a lot of effort. Which means it's difficult. A lot of effort to get those higher experience, and if you are able to be somebody who has that skill level to get those higher experience, or like get like with so like with agility, it's like how many constant perfect laps you can do. If you talk about a course, or rune crafting, it's how many S per hour you can use up. That's a big measurement with rune crafting. Or just other things you tend to use XP per hour. So yeah, that's kind of what I view with these achievements here. For skill-based achievements, and then grinding-based achievements is you want to put 8,000 hours into a single skill or something. Go for it. That's a grinding based achievement. Show me 200 more skills. That's a grinding based achievement. Um, those are definitely these PMs. So yeah, Darkless is PMing me. Talk later. Okay. So yeah, grinding based achievements. This is basically what takes up the vast majority of my time. This grinding based achievement. So yeah, I've been doing J for 5 years, and no lifing based achievements. That's something I've been very competitive on. Rune Tracker is a lot of my older videos you'd see Rune Tracker always up on my browser because I'm very competitive in that. So yeah, I've probably been looking at this for like the past 20 minutes. What isn't an achievement, or much of one anyways, and that really applies to this last one. So botting. There's some people who don't give a shit about skilling. They just want levels so that they can have levels or something. I don't know. So they want to so people want to go PK. PK is very big in 07, not so much in ELC, but very big in 07, and people don't want to train the levels. All they want the levels for is to go PK and whatever, and they're gonna go bot, and They don't care about achievements. They don't care about skilling. They just don't fuck it all. Um, Whatever. I don't know. It's just if you're not gonna take skilling seriously now, you might take it seriously in the future, and then you're gonna have all these botted stats, and that's not gonna be good on your record. You're probably gonna get banned for botting anyways. Whatever. But yeah, a lot of people think that real world traders are the only boss out there, and that's far from true. There's also people competing botting. So like I just heard from the rank one in agility currently that Aaron Teston was botting agility. There's a lot of people botting the wilderness course for agility right now. There's a lot of people who can't stand training agility, so they want to go bot agility so that they can go like I guess blue dragons or something. I don't know. So that's not something you guys should be doing. There's a reason botting is against the rules. It's not just some imaginary thing. It wasn't just because of World War trading that botting's against the rules. It's so people can't have an unfair advantage, so that everybody's putting in the same amount of work into the game. It just destroys the integrity of the game when you allow botting. Um, so yeah, that's a big thing against botting. Agility is definitely a heavily botted skill, and EOC has been heavily botted for many years because it's a skill a lot of people cannot stand to train, and so everybody views the max cape or even before the cape came out. Just a lot of people going for max and the completionist cape and whatnot. Is a big thing now too. So people will bot agility because they can't stand to train agility, and but then it's just like, what's the whole point of having the cape? The whole point of the cape isn't it so that you can show, oh, hey, look, I maxed. This was an achievement. Well, it's not really an achievement if you botted some of it. So yeah, I'm not really fond of botters. I don't think anybody's. Well, I guess some people. See, there's a lot of people in the game who view if botting was not against the rules, they would bot. If it wouldn't get them banned, they'd bot. And some people think most of RuneScape, 99% of RuneScape would bot. I don't know if that's quite true. I don't think that's not high figure is true, but there are a lot of people who would bot if it wasn't against rules, and that kind of saddens me a bit. I think that kind of just defeats the whole purpose of scaling, which is to go for those achievements. So yeah, and then we have long periods of AFK. So you guys all know about bandits, right? How many people here have trained at bandits at some time in the past? You can stay on for this whole 6-hour order log before you get out. That's the biggest Jagex approved botting whatever in this game, and it's ridiculous. So it's actually against the rules. I'm not sure how many people you guys are aware of this, but it is. If you read the website, it is against the rules to actually leave your computer while you are logged on, even if you are not using a third-party program. It is against the rules to leave your computer. So if you're doing bandits and you're not there, you're basically at risk of getting banned. It is against the rules. And seriously, if you're using bandits, you're essentially doing the same thing as botting. Even if you are at the computer, it's like you're running a bot and you're just sitting at the computer, which some people do. I've seen people botting who sit at the computer, they'll talk to their friends, and they just let the bot run. So yeah, that's long period. And then there's shorter periods of AFK. So Ivy, you got Rocktails, you got stuff. So it's not as serious as botting, but it is still a whole lot degree closer to that. Than things where you actually have to actively play and interact and click on yourself. And so because of that, it's less of an achievement. The whole point when you play games, you're doing one activity, and so you're sacrificing other activities. When you go play Call of Duty, you're not making any progress within that game or doing whatever in the arcade game type style game, and when you're just sitting still, doing nothing, you're not playing the game. So when you're playing RuneScape, you're not, but you're AFKing and you click once every however long minute or whatever. That's not playing. And so that's really where my whole anti-AFK thing comes in. So that's not as much of an achievement. So like, I do let people into my clan if they have done AFKables. It's kind of impossible to find people who've never done an AFKable before. But like my clan would be very much smaller if I didn't allow anyone into AFK, even though it is still a pretty small clan. So yeah, in general though, if people have done AFK bowls, I tend to look for a lot more time spent into it than those who have done non-AFK. So like if you've done say 1,000 hours of agility, um, that would get you into the clan easily. Probably actually less than 1,000 hours for get you into the clan. But if you've done, you probably might need like 2,000 hours of Ivy or something to get into the clan as an equivalent, or like Runespan or something. So I kind of scale it up a bit. For anything that was AFK. In general, you can actually even pump out more hours per day with AFK stuff than you would with non-AFK stuff, and so even the final XP ends up being not as much, because you're not making that sacrifice of the other stuff. And that said, you could still watch movies and stuff while you're doing non-AFK stuff. I don't know why people seem to think it's impossible to like watch movies while you're runecrafting or doing agility or something. You could definitely watch movies while you do that. It just takes a lot. You just gotta have done enough of it that you I recommend if you are gonna try to do that, that first you fix up your speed. You get as fast as you think you can comfortably get, and you do that to a point where you can do it with these. So you spend at least a minimum a few days, but you probably do at least a week before you attempt to do something in that's such an active skill. Um, Before you attempt to watch videos and stuff like doing that. I personally have watched some videos, especially since I got this good computer, which was probably a couple years ago, I think. So I originally wasn't able to do that anyways, but so I've long gotten used to listening to just music when I do agility. I've been doing that for a very long time, and even since this computer, I would say about 80 to 90% of my time spent doing skilling or agility. Actually, since I started going for this whole max thing, I haven't even been watching shows for the most part. I think I just started again with fishing because that's very relaxed, very easy to do. And I think I was doing it a little bit with the Astros towards the end. Yeah, what did I watch? Yeah, I caught up on a few things I missed. But yeah, 80 to 90% of my time with agility and stuff, I do not watch anything. I just listen to music and I pay attention. And I don't know. I think I browse the internet a little bit. But yeah, usually I just listen to music and I steer myself to agility. And um, like Flash Friday Factory, I'm still sometimes working on improving new routes and stuff. So a lot of it's come down to habit. But Flash Friday Factory, I'm usually still thinking about how I can still improve my speed a bit. And that's after I've been there for like quite a few months. I think I was there for like at least 6 months straight. Um, so yeah, that's everything. These are my notes here. You guys might have wanted to just watch me skill or whatever. I don't know. I just decided to record this instead. So right now I'm actually fishing. I'm going back and forth between fishing and crafting. I've been doing that for a little bit. Um, so I was doing when I started doing rune crafting. Natures at the Abyss. Whole lot of PKs there, and so basically I can't. It's impossible for me to. Well, it's not impossible, but I'll pretty much die like every hour unless I. Whoops, fishing, new fishing spot. So basically during the day I get PK'd like every hour, and it's not worth it to runecraft. Like I've already lost over a mil just for getting PK'd, and I've lost a lot of time and stuff. And so basically I've been doing rune crafting only at night. And actually, since it's a weekend right now, I wasn't even able to do it at night because everybody's freaking up on the weekend. Um, so yeah, I've just been fishing. I think I did like 700k or something fishing between the past day. I don't know, somewhere around there. So I need to get fishing done before I do any Slayer and any of that combat stuff. Like I already screwed myself over by doing agility first. Because I did not plan on maxing out. So this is all efficiency stuff, macro efficiency stuff. I have a good understanding on in general the best ways to max. I once I'm done with maxing, that's it. I'm not gonna keep competing for rank because I don't want to get tied down to being forced to do only the most macro efficient things out there. I don't like being tied down to that. It's just I'm doing this just so I can be the first and yeah, have that added to my whole resume of other RuneScape achievements. And I do think kind of the quality of the rank ones have been kind of crappy. I want to show some people some good quality and stuff. I don't want some noob maxing out first or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that's that. So after I max, I'm going right back to agility. So screw rank one, so I don't want to get down with that. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish up my Winbow agility goal. I'm gonna be working on my game. So yeah, I've got a lot of things planned, and I do miss Flash Fighter Factory, so I'd definitely like to get back to that. And I still have yet to do the any agility at Doggish Con. Regret not having done that, and I am interested in doing some more Brimhaven in '07. So Brimhaven Arena is definitely a great place, and I'll get the Crown Hug gloves for that this time. So last time I did it without the Crown Hug gloves. So this time I can do it with the Crown Hug gloves. I'll probably do some of that, and so those are some plans. In the immediate future, I've currently have 80. Let's see, I have 80 prayer banked. I also have 78 construction banked, which happens to be top page construction. I was surprised when I found that out. So I had it banked even without realizing it get me top page. So that, and then I have easy thieving levels here. So those thieving levels, so that those three skills alone could get me top page in like a couple days, easily. And let's see, maybe even a day actually. I don't know. But then once I do fishing, I gotta do fishing so I can start Slayer. I actually gotta still get Barrows gloves. I was still debating if it was worth the time to do all the quests for the Barrows gloves, and then slay, or if it was better just skip the quest and do the combat bracelet. I don't know. So I'm still debating on that. The fire cape should be worth it though, just because it's a lot faster to get. But I can't do that without a higher range level. Which is more efficient to slay with, and I don't know. So I'll figure that one out. So once I get 99 fishing and stuff, yeah, 99 fishing, then I'll be able to do those quests. I'll finally be able to do Slayer, and Slayer is gonna get me all those sort of levels. And so when I use what I've got banked right now, and then when I do the thieving, and when I do the Slayer, that'll be the big thing that'll rush me up to like the top ranks. So like I've been hovering. I think I'm on like page 3 right now. So I could have been top page a month ago. It's just I've been doing a lot of slow stuff, keeping all these fast overall levels really low, and so I can surge ahead and probably get like top 2 or whatever, or maybe top 3. I don't know, in a few days, like in a week probably. So I've just really been sitting on these fast things. So I'm gonna get 99 fishing first. So I'm just gonna go back and forth between fishing and rune crafting for a while. So yeah. So that's this video. I hope this time I don't get 1,000 dislikes. I wanted to clarify up on a few things that there's definitely been a lot of confusion on, and yeah. So yeah.